So I'm going to say something here today, and I have been saying this to you. And hey, for all of you out there, I have great respect for John McMullen. He thought I was nuts when I said Jonathan Gannon was cutting deals with Arizona while he was still the defensive coordinator. And John's point was this: you don't think that goes on? I do. But during the Super Bowl week and not in the off week, but not only in the off week, but during the Super Bowl week, you're cutting deals? So Howie Roseman was on with Mike Florio, and it looks like they have a great relationship. And Mike kept pushing the gas pedal down on Howie, and Howie kept giving him the written statement from the organization and from the league. What does that tell you when someone does that? Okay? It was more serious than what it's been reported. That's how I took it, and that's how Mike Florio took it. And I agree. Howie had that statement memorized. Almost verbatim. Almost verbatim. Did he not? And he repeated it like a good general manager twice. Mike kept pushing him. And Mike actually said what I said. You know, you answering it like that makes everyone know that this was more serious than what's been reported. And I mean, and then Howie started kind of like peeling the onion back a little. Okay? Tone just said he's never seen Howie Roseman so defensive in his life. Because you know why? Howie's got to maintain the statement that the organization and the league wanted out there. Personally, Jonathan Gannon cost you a Super Bowl. I believe that Jonathan Gannon was not focused on putting the best game plan. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry, people who don't believe this. I don't know how you cannot take Howie Roseman being so pissed off and defensive, the organization having prepared statements that everyone memorized, not to think that that wasn't an absolute ass with the Eagles and how pissed off they were. And they did it the night of the draft. You don't think that that was a distraction, that he was going behind the Philadelphia Eagles' backs during the preparation for the Super Bowl? Let's just say this. How did that defense look in the second half of that game? Prepared? Confused? Pick one. You tell me how you think that thing played out. By the way, I got great respect for John. John's got an opinion, so do I. This is what we do for a living, so it's all good. I have great respect for him. But he thought I was crazy. I'm with Mike Florio. And by the way, Howie Roseman's behavior, you could tell he's perturbed. And if Howie's perturbed, can you imagine what the owner must feel like? So, you know, they give you a win. And to John's point, yes, I think this shit goes on. What they do is they use their agents as the mouthpiece. So, like when someone asked Jonathan Gannon if anybody had contacted him from Arizona, he could always go like this: no. But see, the media people never ask the right question. Hey, did the Arizona Cardinals reach out to you or your representatives? They never ask that because you know why? You're kind of half doing your job and you don't want to lose access. So you don't ask the full question. You see, there's a game in this thing. Just to keep your key fob, what you do is you make sure you ask half the question, especially in situations like that. Dude, I've been around this thing too long. I know how it works. You never hear media follow up going, will anybody talk to your agent? Because then you corner the guy, and then you basically, the guy has to plead the fifth if there is some truth to it. Dude. You tell me, man. So I'm sorry. Here's my official statement on Jonathan Gannon and what I heard with Howie Roseman and Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk yesterday. Jonathan Gannon, in my opinion, was not as prepared as he should have been for the Super Bowl, and it played into the chaotic scenes that we saw in the second half with DBs running into one another and not being prepared and in position. As many of the players have now said, we're going to be a little bit more versatile and we're going to be a little bit more prepared. C.J. Gardner-Johnson maybe wasn't wrong when he said, hey, maybe we'll be put in a better position to succeed. How do you not think that? All you have to do is watch Howie and how he handled them. Dude, this guy had a prepared statement and he memorized it to the word. You know what that tells me? All this was prepared and everybody had their ducks in a row the night of the draft when they came out and told everybody what happened. And you know what the league did? They underplayed it. Jonathan Gannon may have had a contract signed when he was unofficially, may have had a contract signed with the Cardinals in that Super Bowl. How funny is it that the game was played in Phoenix? You don't think those guys were meeting while he was putting the game plan together against the Kansas City Chiefs? Dude, no way. If you're trying to tell me you think Jonathan Gannon is sitting, he didn't have his guys prepared and he was 100%. Howie doesn't believe he was. Go watch the interview. Hey, Tone, am I right? When you watch that interview, there's not a chance in hell Howie Roseman believes that Jonathan Gannon was 100% prepared for that game. No way. Hey, and by the way, he did the politically correct thing. I want to thank JG for his contributions. And then after that, it was all in. It was all in. Okay? Holy cow. Man. Jonathan Gannon sold you out, Philly. This guy was dating another chick during the Super Bowl. Howie usually never has to repeat himself like that. He stuck to his script like I've never seen. Oh, it was a script. Jonathan Gannon sold the Philadelphia Eagles and its fan base out. Holy cow. Hey, tell me I'm lying. Okay? Dude, that is some shit. This guy completely sold you out, man. Man, crazy. All right, we're going to move off that because I watched that interview yesterday, and I was like this. I said to myself, I go, okay, this guy sold the Eagles out. Gannon will be unemployed and on the unemployment line by year 3. Year 3? I think that guy's going to look like that Boston coach where players are going to be putting the main headsets on, calling plays in year 1. I don't know. Hey, Boston showed up last night, or Jason Tatum did. Okay, great. Hey, just in the nick of time, right, Jason Tatum? Anyway, all I'm saying is that Jonathan Gannon, you're giving him 3 years. But then again, it's Arizona. How many coaches can they keep paying that aren't in the building, right? I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, this guy's making like $10 million a year for the next some odd years. I think he got an assistant coaching job somewhere, and he's getting paid by Arizona. I mean, how many former coaches can you pay? Dude, that guy. Wow. Hey, I have no trust for that. I have no trust in that guy now. And what me and Seth thought about him, you now know this guy's not a trustworthy guy. He'd sell the players out in 2 seconds. Sell the players out in 2 seconds. Remember the excuses? Well, we just don't have the personnel here to run the kind of defense I want. Jesus, dude, you were in the top 10. 2 years in a row, you were in Philly. One of the years you were second. Okay. That's some story, man. I've never seen Howie Roseman like that, and I've only been covering him for a little bit here. All right.